What's up and welcome back to the channel. So today I received a few more Fast and Furious Racing Champions cars that we are going to be adding to the collection. Our collection is starting to get pretty stout. I don't know, might even have the largest Fast and Furious Racing Champions loose collection here on YouTube. So stay tuned and see what we got for today's video. That is right. Today we're going to be adding, I think, over 10 new cars to our Fast and Furious Racing Champs 164 collection, which is actually going to put us like well into the 30s, like maybe like 35, 36 loose cars, which I think is probably going to be approaching like probably one of the larger like loose collections here on YouTube, which is pretty cool, but also just goes to show like how much I like these cars. And I just think that, you know, they are probably the most like movie accurate, like Fast and Furious 164th diecast cars that are out on the market. I mean, I've opened a lot of different diecast cars here on the channel, and especially a lot of Fast and Furious. And I think, like I said, I think hands down, I think Racing Champions is probably the best. So you can let me know down below what you think about that, but let's start getting into it. So as you can see, I actually have not even cracked into these. So all of these were on eBay. I think these four that are heavily wrapped up here, looks like they are probably all from the same seller by the packaging. Do appreciate the good packing here, but I do get very nervous when you know, trying to apply any pressure or anything to these cars, because they are fairly fragile, especially the spoilers on it. So this one, I'm not like super stoked on it, but I just thought it was just such a wild looking car that it was just one I had to have to the collection. So this is a FD Mazda RX-7 with the wing and with this like crazy flame paint job. You got the hot yellow seats and yellow steering wheel. And this thing just looks absolutely absurd. But it wasn't too expensive and it was already loose. So I figured I would pick it up, be a cool one to add in to the collection. But yeah, that one is pretty wild looking. And next up, I did a little bit of the cutting here off camera just to save you guys from watching me struggle to get these open. Oh yes, this one I was actually very excited to get. So another Eclipse. And this one is the, what is that, AR or APC? Yeah, APC Racing Eclipse. This one is very, very cool with the silver and black color scheme, carbon fiber hood, and then the blue seats. I was actually wondering if this had the same body kit as Brian's. And yeah, I think basically everything looks the same. The wing is actually different. So you can see this one kind of has that triangle like swoop down look. And it is all black. Looks like it is the same front bumper. So everything else very similar, but yeah, this one I thought actually does look pretty cool and definitely fits in with the Fast and Furious vibe. So it still has the sweet hood scoop. And yeah, I just like the coloring, especially the carbon fiber hood and the wing. That one was a must-have for sure. All right, let's get into the third one. All right, so this is even kind of a surprise for me because I kind of went on a little eBay tear. I feel like there has been a decent amount of Racing Champions cars popping up. And I know I've been talking a lot with Sam over at 64 Wheels, who follows this stuff closely as well. And I keep sending him ones and he's sending me ones that he finds that like neither of us have ever seen before. This one, another FD-RX-7, but with a little less loud livery here, has the Diablo, which I'm not sure, and I'm guessing that's something to do with some kind of a racing or car brand. But you can see the Fast and Furious branding on the back, a bunch of other sponsors here. Yeah, this is just a nice, clean FDRX7 to add to the collection. So I did find a forum post from years ago, and it has just a ton of people responding on there and posting pictures of all of the Racing Champions cars. So that's kind of where I go to get a lot of my information, just to see like what car, like it seems like some like only come like with a transporter, or some only come in like a 3-pack or a 5-pack. And so it's just kind of cool when you see like a loose car, you can kind of go track it down and see where it came from, which you'll know what I'm talking about when I open this one. And this packaging has me super nervous every time trying to like kind of cut in and get rid of the tape and not try to damage the vehicle. But here we have another Honda Civic. These actually have some decent weight to them too for their size, but this has some kind of a crazy like drag in there on the side. The rear wheels seem to be a little loose, but this is just kind of a cool Fast and Furious style Honda Civic, which I have the 3 Heist Civics over here, and I'm pretty sure these are probably sharing the same body kits. It does have a different wing. Everything else does look the same though. But yeah, so it does have a different wing. So that is nice that at least not every car is a like exact replica and just like throw some different paint on. But they do have some subtle differences. They do have some steering wheel and seat details, which actually matches and goes with the livery, where some of the other cars just have like crazy like yellow or orange like interiors. That seems like for basically no reason. But yeah, I just thought this was a nice, clean, cool looking Civic to add to the bunch. And one more here. This was actually off Facebook Marketplace. And this was one that when I saw it loose, actually sent the screenshot over to Sam at 64 Wheels. And I was like, dude, have you ever seen this one? I was like, I have never seen this one before. And I ended up tracking it down on that forum that I was talking about and found that it is a 5-pack exclusive. So you can only find it in 5-packs. And the guy who sold it to me ended up being super cool, and we talked for a while. I think he ended up subbing to the channel. So very cool to, just interact with the community in different ways, and ended up, finding and making friends just when I'm trying to shop and buy for cars. But this is a super cool Toyota Supra, and it has the Targa top off of it and a lot of cool details with the Fast and Furious logo there on the rear window. You can see the NOS bottles and the amplifiers. Got the wing. Yeah, this thing is sweet. Big exhaust. Yeah, this one is very cool. Got the interior details. So super, super nice. Once again, I, look on eBay and stuff like every single day. It's just so crazy that even after like 4 years, still see different cars that pop up for sale, especially in loose form. And it's like, where the heck did that car come from? So this has just been super fun, going through and just doing all the research and trying to find all these cars. This next one is one I am super excited about, and is actually similar here to this 2003 Toy Fair exclusive, which was Brian's Supra. And you can tell the difference because it has that Racing Champion logo on the hood. But I'm guessing this was at the New York Toy Fair and was something that you could buy if you attended the event live, which, certain, diecast manufacturers even do that a lot now. I know like Inno64 and stuff does a bunch of that. But there is 4 of these like promotional Fast and Furious Racing Champions cars, that being one of them. And then this next one being one of the other 4. And this is a Acura Integra. And let's get into this thing here. So the box is in a little rough shape, but still has the box, which is nice. So let's try to get this out here. I'll put up a picture of all 4 of the promotional cars still trying to track down. So I've seen this. This one was actually for sale for a very, very long time. And he was asking a very high price for it. And I just threw him an offer that was like 30% of what he was asking, and he accepted it. So I was like, wow, that was very, very cool. But yeah, this is one that I definitely wanted to get my hands on. Just a very cool looking Integra, and it's just one of those promotional cards, like I said, that are very rare and very hard to find. So the other two I still have never even seen listed for sale. One of these did pop up loose without the box a while ago, and I missed out on it. So I did not want to miss out on this one because these do not come up for sale very often. So this was a big addition to the collection, and definitely one that you probably will not see for sale anytime soon. And one car we're going to be cracking open today is actually up here on the wall. I actually have another car that is going to be filling that gap on the way, one that we do not have yet. But yes, this is one that we will be cracking open today. So yes, this one did have a nice shiny spot up there on the wall, but as you can see, the card or the plastic there is not in the best shape. The card had a sticker on it. I mean, it is very, very mangled, but this is definitely one that I really wanted loose. And there are a couple for sale that look like they are in a lot nicer cards, a lot nicer condition, but they are fairly expensive. And since this isn't like a big like main like hero card in any of the movies, I thought I would just crack this one, and maybe later on I will get one of the carded ones. But this is actually a car from Too Fast, Too Furious in the big like scatter scene when they're trying to like throw the cops off and all the cars come out of the garage. And Hot Wheels, which I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but this Civic Si that they released looks a lot like this and a lot like the car from the movie. So Hot Wheels did not say that it was like the Fast and Furious car, but it definitely looks a lot like it. And I believe that these are actually like the same car from that movie. But with that being said, let's go ahead and crack into this 20-year-old piece of Fast and Furious history here. This card is definitely in rough shape. See if we can open it up nicely here. Which we did. Let's get the car out. Yeah, this packaging is pretty rough, but hopefully the car is okay. And oh, it does have, I think actually that will wipe off. It looks like there's a little scuffing there on the fender, but everything else seems to be okay. I love that carbon hood with the Street Glow logo on there. It is super, super cool. And this actually has the same wing as the Heist Civics. And then just a couple other little sponsors there on the side. Nothing too crazy on the details. Plain interior. But yeah, this was just a really cool one. And this one actually is featured. You can actually see it in the movies. So one that I definitely wanted to have loose. And next up here, I have these couple 3-packs that I believe I got from Diecast Cars. And there are a couple cars in here that I do not have, being that crazy Eclipse with the nice Nitrous Express graphics on there, and then the Endless Civic. I do already have that Supra. We opened it in the last video right here. But with this packaging, it looks like I could probably kind of open it up and take the couple cars out that I want and leave all the packaging still intact. So I really want that Endless Civic. Then that Nitrous Express Eclipse is just like so obnoxious that I just kind of want to see it out of the pack. So let's crack in here and see if we can get these cars out without causing too much trouble here, or see if it's something that we could possibly put back if we wanted to. So this is the first 3-pack I have ever opened. So here are the cars, and I'm guessing, oh wow, so they are actually screwed in. Interesting. So I'll have to go get a tool, and yeah, it looks like we could just remove the couple cars we want and then put everything back in the pack. Okay, well, that was a little tougher than I wanted it to be, but yeah, the cars are just held in by 2 screws there. So I got the 2 cars out that we want, and here they are. So here is that super cool endless Civic, and it's neat because it's like where the rivet is where those screw holes are. So you'll be able to tell when you get a car. So this has the normal rivets. So even though this car is in that 3-pack, this loose one that I got was not from a 3-pack. So these are the only ones also that could go back in the 3-pack, but definitely cool that it's something you can take out and then put back in. The screws were in there pretty good, and it was pretty nerve-wracking because I had to give it some decent force to try to get the screws to not strip and get them to come loose. And these cars are fragile, so that was definitely nerve-wracking. But the color scheme on this is super cool, how the yellow seats match the Endless logo and the other sponsors there on the car. Just a super, super cool one to have in the collection. And of course, we have the crazy loud, obnoxious Eclipse here with the Nitrous Express graphics on there. So this one is definitely super crazy. I think I actually saw a loose one on eBay going for like $90 or something, which was pretty insane. So I don't know if this one is just pretty rare or what, but I definitely would not pay $90 for this one. Just pretty wild. I mean, I don't know. You have to let me know down below. What one do you think is more obnoxious? The Flames RX-7 or the Nitrous Express Eclipse? I think it is probably a pretty close race there, but we'll put these cars over here next to each other. And last up here today, we have one more 3-pack, which I am a little bummed about because on the last episode, I actually cracked open a carded Heist Civic, and then I kind of decided I was going to take these out of the pack. So I could have not opened one of those Civics, but oh well. I think these other 2 cars, that super clean Eclipse and then the FD RX-7 and that burnt orange, I think those are 2 that I would like to have out and have in the loose collection. And like I said, you can just pop these out and pop them back in later on. So I will go ahead and get those 2 cars out. This right here is the 3-pack they definitely missed out on. I mean, how cool would this have been to have one of these 3-packs with all 3 Heist Civics? So super cool. I might even have to try to put it all back together in the box and maybe display these 3 cars this way. This is just super, super cool. But just a quick little side note, something I was tinkering around with. But we did get the lone Civic back here in its case. And another thing, it does actually specify what cars are in the 3-pack right there. But the first one that we gathered out, which these cars were way easier to get out of the pack. But we have another just super nice, clean yellow Eclipse, which is very cool with the carbon fiber hood. I really like the look of the carbon fiber hood on these. I think they did a pretty good job for just considering how old these cars are. And then last here we have this super nice burnt orange FD RX-7 with a little bit of the crazy like Need for Speed Underground tribal graphics there on the side with the matching silver wing. Just some nice overall detail here. Like I said, you can see the rivets are threaded, so that is pretty cool that you can just swap these right back in. But that is going to do it here for today's opening. So let's head down and take a look at all the cars that we added. So like I said earlier, we are definitely like well over 30 cars loose now, and I actually still have a couple more on the way, but today we definitely added a couple pretty sweet ones here. So that Endless Civic was definitely one, like super high on my list. The Eclipse, just because it's actually like not too like crazy loud, just like a nice clean looking Fast and Furious tuner car. And then these two right here, that TYC promotional car, and then also the Supra there with the target top down. Just like a really rare find and ones that you do not see pop up very often. But yeah, super excited to add some more of these to the collection. So this has just been super fun, like hunting for these and just talking with you guys and just kind of showing you the stuff I found. And it's just fun, obviously meeting new people now with some of the cars I'm buying. And, every day is just a adventure online, just seeing what I come across. So hopefully you enjoyed today's upload and unboxing. And if so, please consider commenting, and subscribing. And we will catch you on the next upload. Peace.